Hey, everyone, welcome to episode 253 on this beautiful November day, at least in Chicago. How's it out by you?
It's beautiful out here as well. It's
Yeah.
yeah, we've had a couple of days of 70-degree weather, which is great. I mean, I know I can't complain, but I can because I will.
Okay. Yeah.
Um
Because you do.
but we've mostly been getting 80-degree days, and to be honest with you, I'm really kind of looking forward to having some sweater weather because right now our
Okay.
sweater weather is from like 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. and then
Oh,
it's tank top weather again from
oh,
9:30
yeah, I know.
on.
It's gorgeous here. It's gorgeous here. Hey, so how did everything go with the colonoscopy when we last spoke?
Well, um, on the one hand, it was, not awful, but on the other hand, as far as like being up all night, but on the other hand, it sucked
How
ass.
many?
The one thing, like legit, no pun intended, because honestly, like I was focusing on the wrong thing. I was so
Yeah.
focusing on like, oh, I'm going to be up all night. I'm going to be cramping. It's going to be so uncomfortable. I was
I
not
told you that
focusing on
wasn't going to happen
well, some people it did happen. Like I'm sure it's from person to person. My dude, that's what happened to him. So,
because
but
he
also
ate
I'm realizing
a half a cow before he started his
no, he
journey.
didn't. He didn't. He did not. He did the diet, but I don't think he did a low fiber diet. I think because I remember him. He was like, "No, don't you remember? We all went out to this big breakfast and I couldn't eat anything and it was brutal." And I'm like, "Yeah, I think he did the day before, but I don't think he did the 3 days of low fiber. He's not really a rule follower."
Okay.
But
Hmm.
so I was focusing on that because I'm just not good without sleep. So I was like, I really don't want to be up all night having to get up every 2 hours to go poop. And that kind of did happen. That was unfortunate. But
Okay.
what I needed to be focusing on was that fucking drink. Like, why did I not ask them if there was something else? When I got to the clinic, it was really weird because they really do treat you like surgery. I was like, oh, okay, we're getting an IV and and they're wheeling me in on a
Yeah.
thing. And
Yeah.
it was a whole thing.
IV. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because they twilight you.
Yeah. Um, so that was really weird. I was like, oh, this is bizarre. But um she said when I talked about the drink, she was like, oh yeah, they have that in pill form now. You just need to ask for the pills. And she said, but the downside of the pills is you have to drink a ton of water. But honestly, I'd rather drink a ton of water than whatever that shit was. And I said, there's a pill?
Okay.
Uh so
Thanks
next
for
time,
that's a good
if I
PSA.
actually
I will be also
remember.
looking for the pill.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like that because honestly, out of the entire experience, that was the worst. That drink was the worst. I was legit focusing on the wrong thing. I would
Exactly.
I would take like a
Exactly.
bunch of sips of I would try to gulp as much as I possibly could and then I would immediately take a sip of apple juice to try to because at that point I'm like the instructions were very unclear as to whether I was allowed to have anything other than water or that drink
Thought
after
you're
a
only
certain
supposed to have
amount.
water at that point, but whatever.
I don't know. The instructions were unclear because the instructions from my doctor didn't say anything about it, and the instructions from them were hazy. So I was so
Okay.
afraid to eat anything. I was legit like I was so
Yeah.
fucking hungry that my dude is watching. I think it was the World Series at that point, so he made
Yeah.
himself some nachos. Nachos. And we're living in an RV, so we're literally in
On top of each
516
other.
square feet. He's making nachos, and I was like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, okay. And I mean, a guy's got to eat. I can't, but nachos. So then he says something, and we start bickering about something, and he was like, you're really on my ass tonight. And I go, am I? Am I on your ass tonight? Maybe it's because I'm fucking starving. You need to get like out of my face. You need to. And he's like, no, you're right. You're right. I've been really nice to you. I've been really like accommodating all day. And I was like, yeah. And I apologize because I am a shitty fucking bitch because I am beyond hangry. I'm starving. How are nachos? Do they taste amazing? Are they delicious? I'm not a fun hangry person. I am not a fun hangry person. So at that point, I just go to bed. I go, which is like 2 feet in the other direction. And I was watching TV and just drinking.
Yeah, it's not like you're walking to the other side of the mansion.
No, drinking that awful drink. And I do have to say, I shit myself.
Did
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, I shit myself. Yeah. And
Did you,
and in my
did you
mind,
trust a fart?
well, I didn't think I was trusting a fart, but apparently I accidentally trusted a fart. So I know that Girk's advice
Keek, rookie
was
move.
never trust a fart, but I was standing at the kitchen sink and I was like rinsing something out. And I was afraid to eat because that was the other thing. My dude, God bless him, he bought me a bunch of, he was like, at the store, what do I buy? I'm like, I don't know, man. Just get me a bunch of Jell-O, I guess. So he brings me home and I said, but not red. It can't be red. It has to be like orange or yellow or green or whatever. So he brings me home this green and he gets a bunch of them and he's all proud of himself. And in the middle of the night, this was like the night before I had to start, I was having insomnia. And for some reason I went, I wonder if he bought me the sugar-free, because I think the people, Jell-O eaters in general, for some reason, I think Jell-O eaters as a people think that sucralose and sugar-free diets are like a good thing. And so I was like, I wonder if they even have Jell-O that's not sugar-free, but I'm not going to eat that if it has sucralose in it. I can't, it'll make me so sick. So of course I get up and I go and look at it and it's all fucking sugar-free, loaded with sucralose. So I'm like, well, I can't make him feel bad because he was all proud of himself. And also, do they even have it? They did. They did. I got some orange stuff. And then ironically, I ended up throwing away 3/4 of it because I was afraid to eat anything. And I ate a bunch of it. And then, but I thought I was going to just be eating Jell-O all day long. And apparently I didn't. So I threw a lot of it away the next day. But I was standing at the sink washing something.
Very confusing, I must tell you.
And I was very confused. And all of a sudden I went, oh, I think I just farted. The fart just happened. I didn't know the fart was coming. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm about to fart. Is it a fart or do I not trust the fart and run to the bathroom? I didn't know the fart was coming. It was a squeaker. So then all of a sudden I went, oh, yeah. I just farted. Don't trust the fart. Oh, it feels wet. Damn it. So then I ran to the bathroom and I was like,
were you at this point?
Myself.
So here's a question. When the evacuation started, did you just wear a dress with no underpants so you could just lift it up? Or were you the stupid one who always had underpants on? You were constantly pulling them up and down.
Well, if I didn't have underpants on, it would have been running down my legs. So I'm glad that I had underpants on because for those of you who never had a colonoscopy,
that's not the question. That wasn't the question.
No, I'm glad that I was wearing underwear. Of course well, the answer is in the answer to your question is in my response. Of course I was wearing underwear. And if I hadn't been, it would have been running down my leg when I shit myself. Because for those of you who've not had a colonoscopy, the moment you drink that stuff, there is no hard poop. It literally just immediately is liquid shooting from your asshole. So thankfully I had the underwear to catch it. And when I went to the bathroom, I was like, oops, I shit myself. Kirk's going to love this because I can hear her voice in my head screaming at me, never trust a fart. And so not in like a kind way, but in an admonishing way. Because you're currently admonishing me.
Yeah, but that sing-song isn't my syntax. That was a complete misrepresentation and libel, I must say.
I did it on purpose because you're currently admonishing me. So my response is going to be to make you sound like a judgy bitch in my head.
See, I would have, of course, I would have done sans underwear. And if it had dribbled down your leg, you just take a Kleenex and wipe it up as opposed to now you've got shit-stained underpants. So good for you.
Well, no, I rinsed the underpants off in the toilet. I mean, I flushed the toilet. And then I rinsed the underpants off in the toilet. No, I rinsed them off in the toilet. And then I threw everything. And I was the thing that, the thing that made me saddest? Not that I shit myself because it wasn't a lot. It was, more than was comfortable. But because it's literally...
Is there a comfortable... Wait, stop! Is there a comfortable amount that you can shit yourself and that's okay? Is there a comfortable amount that you can shit yourself?
I mean, a shart could be just a little bit of a skid mark, but not like...
I think
getting everywhere because it's solid, because it's liquid. When it's pure liquid, it went through my underwear and onto my cozy sweatpants that I was going to be like lounging in. So I was real sad. So I immediately did the laundry because I wanted my cozy sweatpants back, because that's what I was going to wear to the I had to get up at the crack ass of dawn to go. Thankfully, they had me scheduled first thing in the morning, so I had to be there at like 6:30 in the morning. And I immediately made my dude take me to breakfast, because he was like, "You're not going to want breakfast. You're going to want to go home and you're going to want to sleep." I'm like, "Dude, you don't know me. You don't know me. I'm going to want breakfast." And I did. I was tired, but I'm like, "No, you need to fucking feed me."
The last colonoscopy I had, I went and had chicken wings afterwards. I was so fucking hungry.
Well, okay. I'm going to judge that, because what I wasn't realizing is that it is a slow burn the next like 2 days to have your stomach be used to having food again. And they also tell you not to eat anything overly greasy or fried.
I never got that memo, and I was fine. But I'm a tough girl from the Midwest, so fuck it.
I had hash browns. I split like a hash brown and salmon, like Norwegian salmon eggs Benedict, with my dude, and some waffles. It was amazing.
Yeah, because none of that high in fat.
Doesn't matter, but they didn't say high in fat. They just said fried. It's not good for your stomach to eat fried. But yeah, oh no, I've been on a diet, so I'm like, I don't care. I'm hangry. I haven't eaten for like 2 days.
Oh no, there's times
I'm gonna crush this plate.
Yeah,
that was serious fucking eating. Yeah. That was some serious fucking eating.
Yeah, and for me, that's like, let's say I've just been really watching cholesterol or fats or whatever, and then I have a day where maybe the night before I drank, or I didn't sleep well, or I'm feeling a little under the weather, and I just go, fuck it. What do I want to eat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to
dive into
immediately do the wash, because
some other comfort food.
as you all know, I have very little to my name right now, and I have been buying clothes, but I don't have lots and lots of sweatpants. I used to have like so many sweatpants. I don't have a lot of sweatpants. So, and the winter ones are still, because it's been so hot, the winter ones are still underneath the RV. So I really only had those one pair of sweatpants, and I'm like, damn it, I shat myself. So I had to wash them. So I had, because that's what I was going to wear the next day, my cozy sweatpants.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that.
I'm glad it's over. And if you feel like sharing, we don't have a HIPAA signed policy with you, but everything good?
No, they had to remove a couple of small, teeny tiny polyps, which means that.
Okay, so in Girk's.
No, it just means that I'm probably going to have another colonoscopy in 5 years. No, it means I'm probably going to have another. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. They're teeny. But like, she couldn't even show me, they show you the pictures of the inside of your asshole. And she was trying to find them. She's like, okay, so here's one. Wait, no, oh yeah, there's one. And then the other two, she was like, no, I don't. Sometimes they're so small you can't even see them. I was like, it's fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
But she, so I'll get the results back, but I'm less worried about that and more bummed that now that means I have to have another one in 5 years instead of 10 years. I'm like, I have to do this again in 5 years?
You'll take the pill. It's not, okay.
Do the
you know what? It's like having a child, I'm told.
I did not like having to be up all night though, because I had to have the second dose 8 hours before the procedure, 7 to 8 hours before. That meant I had to drink it at like 11 or 11:30 at night, which meant, it doesn't kick in for 2 hours. So like I was up at that point, my body was mostly empty, but still like I still had to get up to go to the bathroom probably until about 4. 3. So I mean that sucked.
Okay.
I like me my sleep.
It is disruptive for one night, but think about our friends in other countries that don't have running water and they have to have a colonoscopy, or perhaps an outhouse of sorts. That would not be fun. I mean, I know you're kind of roughing it in an RV, but still you have a toilet that flushed.
You think that people in other countries who don't have running water actually have the luxury of having colonoscopies? Let's think about that logic for a minute.
I was using it as an example.
It's how
right. Completely whiny you are right now.
I'm whiny. Oh my God, I'm so whiny. So whiny. It sucked. But I'm glad it's over. And I was irritated that it took a couple of days for my body to like not be.
Oh, did it?
Weird,
I'm usually
like a day, maybe like a day. But on the
again,
upside,
a
I
little
did
bit,
not have
little,
I did not
little
have
bit
any
of
cramping.
exaggeration.
On the upside, I
Yeah,
did not have
I
any
told you you
cramping. Like
wouldn't.
that part wasn't
Good.
uncomfortable.
I realized as we're finishing up this little part of our show that probably for the last 3 episodes we've talked about
A
poop
lot of
and
shit.
my dating
Yeah,
life.
I know. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. Sorry, not sorry. And also,
Well,
I did.
we hope that you're enjoying this section of our part
No,
of
most
our
people probably
show
tuned out when I
cast.
started to describe my shitting myself. But also, I do have to say that I did think about Bunny
I don't
because
think so.
gave her a lot of again, we gave her a lot of shit, pun intended, for wrapping her living room in plastic because she was afraid that shit would just be shooting from her asshole. And
Right.
I still double down on giving her you know, shit about doing that. But also I did
I
think
think that
about
was
like
excessive.
if I had been sitting on my couch when I accidentally shit myself, um, I still probably wouldn't have made a huge mess on my couch. But I did then understand her need to wrap everything in plastic.
Yeah, well, she was just being cautious excessively, but yeah. Okay, so I don't know what to call this situation
Okay.
except interesting. So last Thursday, I'm connected with, was it last Thursday? Hold on. No,
Wow, this
the
one is
Thursday
going to hurt. You're
before.
going to
So
hurt
almost 2 weeks
yourself. Does
ago.
it really matter? Okay.
It does because there was a timeline in my head and fuck off. Kidding, I'm taking that. I want to swear at you.
You need to keep that in.
Um, so it was 2 weeks ago, Thursday. I have a, like every 2 weeks there's a turnover, right? So we have a new class of daters, dating potentials. And I met this guy, and we'll call him Blake. No, we won't call him Blake because it's my nephew. Oh, let me take that part out. We'll call him Stu. Why not? Stu
Okay.
sounds good. So Stu is a very good-looking man from Jamaica. His pictures are great. We start texting. Texting's going great. I move pretty quickly. If the texting's good for a little bit, I don't get notifications for the dating app, so I give him my number. We start texting there. We have like a 2-hour phone conversation. That's great. Um, it was really good. It was really easy. So he asks for a date. So we go out and we meet, and we're playing darts and having pizza and drinking beer or whatever. And usually the first date, like I said, I offer to share the bill, and he said no. So he paid for it, and we went and we had a nice kiss goodnight. It was a very lovely evening. And I get back to my house, and we had another conversation, and I found out a lot of things. So first of all, that was the overview. And then, as I'm looking, but well, I'll go forward. So we talked Saturday night after the date. We texted on Sunday a little bit, and then I'll break this down. And then Sunday night, we knew that there was going to be that big hurricane in Jamaica.
I was going to say, how's his family in Jamaica?
Right. So a lot of his family is there. And so, and this guy was really good at texting me first and initiating. And like I said, I'll unpack it in a minute. But Monday, I texted, how's everything with your family? He's like, respond, I'm waiting to hear. Tuesday, how's your mom? How's everything going? Still waiting to hear. Everything looks okay right now. Wednesday, how did everyone do? Looks like everyone's okay. He said, checking in. Then he asked me how I am. I have not heard from him since.
What?
Now let me
He
unpack
ghosted you?
This one is, yes. And for good, and I think, well, because the writing's on the wall when I start explaining.
Oh,
So
okay.
Saturday,
Yeah.
we're on our date. Again, very handsome, very gentlemanly. We go in, but he's like, you're amazing. I like strong women. I know a lot of guys are intimidated by strong women, but you'll see my strength in my various ways.
Sometimes
And then
sometimes I feel like these guys, like I've heard enough of these stories now to unpack it and go, when guys on the very first date point out how you're a strong woman and then have to make sure to also preface that by saying, but I like that. Like they have to make sure you know that they think that's a good thing. Like women would think that being a strong woman is a bad, like none of us ever think that's a bad thing. So then you go, oh, yeah, this is going to be a problem for you later. This is going to be a problem for you later.
No, 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 no. I don't know. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because the night before, I had another, I'll digress for a second. The night before, I was supposed to meet this other guy, Chris, and we'd had a conversation during the day, and he's at work, and I was trying to be conscientious of that we're trying to make this plan for Friday night. And he's like, well, do you want to do it tonight or do you want to do it Sunday? Do you want to watch the Dodgers game? I'm like, okay, why don't we just cut to the chase? Do you want to see me tonight? He goes, yes. I said, great. I'd like to see you. He's like, okay. No, stop. I am. I have to. It's too good.
What?
It's for
Are
me
you
to
going to read the
paraphrase.
message?
Yeah, because this is going to show you how fucked up it is to
how
date.
easily it
It
turns.
really,
Yeah.
really is.
I think that
Well,
for
how
me,
different people are.
I think for me, being judged by people, because I have a feeling I know what direction this is going, and I do want to hear the text message. And also I'm gonna say, I think for me, being judged by people who label you and don't even really know you or haven't taken the time to get to know you, or even, I mean, trust me, I've been judged by plenty of people who actually do know me really well, and I'm still like, what?
Mm,
Why you honestly think that's who I am as a person? Is really
yeah.
frustrating. But I'm learning to, in the whole theory of the let them, when I talked about, I think I talked about that book that I was reading, let them judge you.
Yeah.
That's on them, not on you.
Well, I don't care. My point in even sharing this is it's so interesting how different people are and what attracts one repels the other, if you will.
Well, and snap
And
judgments
so,
about people, snap judgments.
and this is totally a snap judgment. So I knew that this guy was at work. We're having this conversation, and I'm like, okay, well, let's, what's a place in the middle? And he's like, well, my car is kind of old, and I may be taking the work vehicle home. If that's the case, I'm going to have to Uber. And I'm like, okay, well, is this place kind of in the middle of us? And he's like, yeah. Then a little bit, he says, so we left it where he's like, I will about 6 or 6:30 reach out to you and let you know when I'll be arriving at the place that we agreed to. And the Dodger game started at 7. And I'm like, that sounds great. He sends me a text like a couple hours later saying, I meant to ask you, do you date often off of this dating app? Just curious. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. That was kind of a little yellow flag. I'm like, that was just weird. And I said, not particularly. I think you're like the third person I've met off of this. Tick, 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 tick. I'm getting ready. It's like 6:00. Haven't heard anything. 6:30. And I'm kind of going, is this guy going to blow me off? Game starts at 7. Did I misunderstand something? So I text him. I call him and he doesn't answer. And I text him and I said, I thought you said that you would text me about meeting up, but I know the game started at 7. Were we supposed to meet at 7 p.m.? I'm not sure if I misunderstood. He responded like 15 minutes later. Hi, my apologies. I was stuck at work last minute. Just got off from work site. You were sharing places you were interested in earlier. I'm probably going to park my work vehicle and Uber not too far from my home. And I'm like, okay, I don't understand. There's no comma, there's no punctuation. So are you saying you're going to Uber to the location that was?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I said, can you call me? Because I was going to say, if you're taking an Uber, I'll be happy to meet you closer to your home, right? I mean, that's fine for me. And about 10 minutes later, he gives it a thumbs up. He says, just got home and jumping in the shower. I'll call you in a few. 45 minutes later.
Well, he's very thorough in the shower.
I know you wanted a quiet spot. And then he does the thinking face. But I think I'm going to go over to a sports bar on Barrington Road. I said, do you still want to meet up with me? Because this I'm going to go doesn't sound like a we thing at all, right?
Yeah, no.
He says, I'm probably not going over to the place we talked about. What I never got was any compromise. That's fine, but dialogue between both people is key, laugh out loud. I get you're used to being in charge and all, but I'm good. Gonna sit here at my bar in Streamwood close to home since I had to Uber here. Okay, I'm like, so I respond, that's why I wanted to talk to you, because conversation is better through a call and not text. to offer, I was calling, I mean, I was texting to offer to meet someplace better suited for you since you were going to have to Uber. Disappointed that you didn't call me. We could have avoided any misunderstanding. I couldn't agree more that dialogue between both people is key. I wasn't trying to be in charge of anything. I just suggested that place because I knew of it. I could care less where we went. I figured if we were going to watch the game, it would be noisy. That was cool. I was just looking for an opportunity to get to know you and that we could hang out. I didn't expect a response. He says, I know the dating game. When you felt the need to push a plan while I was still contemplating, that told me you're more of a person that likes their way, exclamation point. That's fine, exclamation point. But I'm an adult and working adult, and my input is always going to be put on the table, laughing face. Yes, we laughed, but I'm sure that's your personality, bossy. My day was longer than expected, and I wasn't driving, and going to Uber told me to stay close to home. You seem very nice. I'm like, where the fuck did that come in? Honestly, you didn't come off like the person that would meet me anywhere. You were rushing me. 3 exclamation points. And you wanted to decide where we met. Laugh out loud. That's cool, but it should have been discussed. I'm out for a while, at least for the rest of this baseball game. And I went, okay, bye, Felicia. I was like,
Have a good life.
you don't even know me at all.
Yeah.
And I don't know why when you ask a man, when you say, can you call me, please? They immediately go into like defensive mode, like they're going to get ringed out. I literally just wanted to be like, hey, I understand that you worked a little late. Why don't we meet someplace in the, and I didn't even get the opportunity. And I'm like, you told me all that I need to know. You completely judged me.
Did he call you bossy? You're like, we barely had a conversation. We don't even like, this was literally supposed to be our first meetup. Yeah.
Right, you're at work. I'm trying to be conscientious of the fact that we're talking on your work time. So I'm trying to get to it.
I mean, I know that you didn't want to engage with the guy, but I would have like after that, but I would have oh my God, there's a fly flying around my face. I would have wanted to just respond and do the same. No problem. You seem like a petty little bitch and just like throwing out all of these labels for him, bossy, fucking dick. So like you seem super judgmental and quick to judge people that you've never even met. Have a nice life, asshole. Yeah, good luck on the dating scene. So, good luck finding somebody.
So the next night, and I'm out with this other guy, Stu, and he's like,
well, you didn't let the grass grow under that, girl.
I don't. I mean, they're rotating.
Moving on.
Like I said, there's a whole new class of candidates after 2 weeks ago. So now we're starting to talk on this date, and he proceeds to tell me that he has 3 daughters and that they lived in Jamaica. He moved up here 15 years ago to New York and was on a visitor's visa and was working odd jobs for cash only, so he didn't have a lot of money, and started doing the dating sites then, where he came across a woman here in the Chicago area, and they went back and forth. And I don't believe that she was particularly his type. She was a very small woman in height, but a very large woman in stature. And he said that, I said, well, were you actually attracted to her? And he goes, yeah. And I went, okay, you weren't. But she flew him out to Chicago from New York. And then they got married and were married for 10 years. And she brought up his 3 daughters. And he said
he used her for money he used her.
That's what Ali says. But I did say to him, I'm listening to this story. He said they were married for 10 years, that he never saw her naked once, that she was very jealous. He said anytime they made love, they were under the blankets. He never saw her naked once.
Okay.
And that then their sex life faded off, and then they got divorced, but that they're still really good friends, which, of course that's great. And that I think one of the daughters is on her own, but the other 2 are still in college, and they actually live with her when they come back, and he's in an apartment on his own. And I'm like, okay.
They live with the stepmother.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So then I said, I'm just going to call it like I see it. So you both kind of used each other, right? And he looked at me and he's like, well, I guess. I go, so she got the husband, a very good looking husband that she wanted that she
And you
might
got a
not have
green
other
card
gotten.
and got money to have your kids here.
Yeah. So that kind of was out there for me. So we
And
continued
what did he
talking.
say? What is he insulted that you said that?
No, he said, I think, I said, I'm not saying you both didn't get something out of it, but you used each other, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he didn't disagree, but I mean, he certainly wasn't going to elaborate on that, but and I'm like, you walked into that man by telling, because I'm a smart person, right? And so I'm starting to see this pattern that he really likes strong women, but I think he likes strong women for other reasons.
That can
So
do
then
things
we have
for
the date.
him.
So I get home Saturday night, and now we're talking still on the phone, and now we're having like this clinical sexual conversation about just things in general. Like, it wasn't like we were trying to turn each other on, but we're talking about sex things. And proceeds to tell me that he can go for extended periods of time, that the women that he's been with have been very happy. And then he proceeds to tell me that he's dated married women, which I'm not a fan of. Like, I think that's disrespectful.
Why you would
And
brag
then he
about
said,
that?
maybe
That's
it's not a big
telling.
deal in
Well, it's
Jamaican
telling about
culture, though.
somebody's,
Maybe that's
but
not.
it's telling about someone's character that he's going to tell you on a first date that he's dated married women.
Well, yeah, it was after. No, it was after the first date. So then he proceeds to tell me about this one woman that he was with in New York for a very long time, met her family, all this stuff, and then she decided that, she wanted to end it. And he's like, I didn't understand. I was with her all the time. And I'm like, oh, you're one of these guys. You're, a Klingon. And I said, do you have any friends? And he has no friends. He's no friends here, which I can't even fathom after he's
Been here
been
for 10 years
here
and he
for a
has
number
no
of years.
friends. Yeah.
He's been in the United States for 15. I'm not sure how he's been here, at least 10 years, right? And I'm like, okay. And then he tells me about this woman that he's had dated, and that she had gone on some trip back home to visit family and hooked up with someone from her past. And she came back, and her friends are like, don't tell him because it's not a big deal. And I guess her sons were like, you got to tell him. So she tells him that she slept with somebody else, and he ends the dating. And he was very indignant about it. And I'm like, okay,
But
you slept with
you
married
date
people.
married women. So how can you be, oh, this guy is nothing but red
Well, then I
flags.
said to him, then I said, were you boyfriend and girlfriend? No. Were you exclusively dating? No. We'd only been dating a couple times. I go, then she
Oh,
didn't owe
good
you
God.
anything.
No,
She didn't even owe you telling you that, but okay.
no, no.
So that was that conversation. Then Sunday, the next day, I love alone days on Sundays, man. That's my self-care
Oh,
Sunday. I will
yeah.
just completely veg out. I'll do a mask, I'll do whatever, and I'm good. So we're texting. It's the afternoon, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I'm just watching TV and hanging out." I said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm watching TV, and watching soccer." And I go, "Okay." And he goes, "Two lonely people." And I go, "I'm not lonely.
I'm not
I am
lonely.
thrilled. I'm thrilled to be by myself right now." I said, "I'm 12 years single. I'm accustomed to this." And he says, I'm been by myself for 3 years, and I'm not willing to get accustomed to this." And I'm like, "Okay, let's talk." So we get on the phone, and he proceeds to tell me how he's just looking for his partner. Now, again, now I'm amazing. I'm really articulate. He's captivated. I didn't put my issues on him. I'm smart. I'm, well versed. Like, he's, told me over the course of the couple days, this is what he's told me. I'm like, okay. So I had also told him that I am looking to be adored and pursued, and those are qualities that I would reciprocate to the person that I'm with. But he keeps saying how he doesn't want to be alone, and now I'm starting. It's just like all these things are clicking very quickly, and he proceeds to tell me that he makes $85,000 a year, but that he doesn't have any money. That he had to take a loan out for one of his daughters for a surgery, and then he had to file bankruptcy as a result. He lives in a $2,000 condo, and that he's got a $600 car payment, and he really is looking to be in a partnership, because then his income, their combined income, it would make it a very easy lifestyle. He goes, "I only need $500 extra a month to be able to, he goes, I pay all my bills, but
He
in
can't
order
make
to
it work
afford some luxuries
in
like,
Illinois, in a suburb of Illinois, on $85,000 a year. He had to what's he spending his money on? 2,000.
I don't
His rent
know,
is
but he's like,
$2,000 a month, and his car payment is only $600 a month, and he can't make that work.
yeah, but I mean, think about it. After taxes, if he's doing 401ks, if he's
Mm,
doing, he's got insurances to pay for,
yeah,
gas, I mean, food.
true. Yeah,
It's not, I mean,
my microphone almost fell over.
but
Um,
okay. So he says he could use an extra $500 a month and he would be set. And I said, yeah,
let
I
me.
get it. He goes, so I'm really looking to get into partnership.
So here's the breakdown on this guy. You're in what, a
Wait,
week?
okay.
2 dates? So you're in a week. You know that
No,
he
4 days.
4 dates. You know that he is a cheater. He has no problem cheating. You know that he was in a marriage of convenience, so he could have her pay for his daughters to come up here, and he could get his green card, and he,
That
wasn't
wasn't his
making any
intention,
money, and
he said, but
she had money, so she could take care of him. You know that since they've been divorced, he judges anyone else for perceived infidelity, even though it wasn't infidelity. And you know that he's currently looking for basically a sugar mama. I mean, that's not what he's saying.
that's where
He's
I was
not,
going.
He's not saying I want someone to take care of me, but basically he's saying he's couching it in a very PC friendly way. But based on that combined,
Yes.
that combined with where he came from, he's looking for somebody else who makes more money than him that can now have him live comfortably, because it's too hard
I
for
told
him
him
on his own. He's
I
a
told him
fucking
how much-
pussy. He's a
I
pussy.
told him how much money I make because I wanted to fucking derail this really quickly. So I told him how much I make, which is
Please tell me that you undersold
significantly
it.
less than he
Yeah.
makes.
Yeah. And he
Yeah,
disappeared.
absolutely. I see because he sees that my profile is like I am an entrepreneur and I have several different business ventures. So he's thinking he's reeling in, and he's thinking that I'm going to be one of those other women that's so strong that she scares men away and that she's
Yep.
super lonely as well. So she's going to want to hook up with someone who can give her that companionship. And he proceeds to tell me that he could only afford one date a week with me and that he wanted me to know that since he's talking to me, I am the only person that he will be pursuing. And
Which
I
is
said,
a lie.
okay,
Which
I'm
is
glad
probably
that's
a
the
lie.
case for you. That will not be the case. I'm sure it is. I said that will not be the case for me because men come and go, and we're 4 days into this, and I don't know you very well, so I will continue to be talking to other people until which time the others, we're continuing this or it doesn't move forward.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
like, oh, I said, because for me, dating is about effort and intention. He goes, so you're telling me if like the weather was nice, I could grab some apples and a bottle of wine and we could go sit at the river and talk? I go, yes, that's effort for me. That's a date. You planning something and you have an intention. He's like, oh, okay. And I go, listen, just FYI, you're talking this move-in thing that you're looking for. You're talking like a year or two. I mean, if it's not me, you're going to meet someone. It's going to be at least 6 months of dating before you guys determine that you're that kind of couple that's strong enough. I know that I wouldn't move in with someone for a year or two after dating them. So you better figure this out. And I think the only thing you can do is look for a cheaper apartment. That'll get you an extra $500, which I'm sure was not the answer he was looking for, as opposed
Yeah.
to, can you please give me some money? Or, oh my gosh, we'll handle this, right? So then I'm looking back and he sent me two pictures on the first day. And he's a crime analyst for the local railroad, right? So he sends me a picture of him at work. And I said, oh, is this from today? He said, no, it was taken yesterday. So this is somewhere in the end of October. This was like, 10 days ago, right?
Yeah.
And then he says, this is from today. And he sends me another picture. Well, I saved those pictures. Here's a PSA. I did not know this. I saved the pictures that he sent me off of my text into my camera on the iPhone.
Yeah. Which means you
When
can look
you
at the
do that,
metadata.
when you move any pictures,
It puts it
the
puts
date
it
came
in the
up.
date. Yeah, it puts it. So this is the thing that irritates me. And you can go into the recent folders, but the thing that irritates me with some of these updates with iPhone is that, yes, if you download a picture, if I go into Dropbox and I, want to download a picture to my phone that I've saved or whatever, it puts it chronologically in order so I have to go back through all of my photos and try to search whatever day it was on. So yeah, I'm guessing he lied and it wasn't from yesterday. He's just not smart enough to realize that the metadata transfers with your photo.
September 11th and September 13th, like over a month before. So from the get-go, he was lying to me.
About something stupid. Why would it matter?
His, right? I mean, but what does that tell you? How manipulative that is?
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you say to me, this is a picture from last month? Then the other thing, oh shit, you just made me lose my thought. Hold on one second. Oh, so then I had said to him, I go, your profile pictures, none of them are smiling. That last picture you sent me, this is before I knew about the dates thing. That picture that you just sent me, that's smiling. Like, if I were you, I would put that picture up. And your first line, like your tagline, you say, don't judge a man by his color. I don't know. That sounds kind of needy. That sounds kind of like you're expecting everyone to judge you. And I just think you could put a better foot forward if that's just my opinion.
Is he African American?
He's from Jamaica. Yeah, he's African American.
So he immediately thinks like
Jamaican.
That people aren't going to date him because he's black. I don't understand what his tagline means.
I don't know. I
don't judge a man by his color.
I don't think he wanted to. Yeah.
So he's self-deprecating about being black.
It was weird. It was weird to me. And I said, I don't think that is coming across perhaps in the way that you want. No. And it might not get you potential good people.
Yeah.
So 2 days later, I had gone back to his profile because I wanted to look something up to make sure I was speaking correctly to something that he had sent in his profile.
Yeah.
And he updated the picture and he took that tagline off. And I commented on that. And I said, so
clearly you're not just dating me.
Well, you told me.
He lied. So he lied about just dating you. Otherwise, he wouldn't have updated his profile. What a fucking scumbag.
So that was my, and this guy was good because, I've met a lot of catfishing people and stuff, and he was doing it in a way that it was stealthy. Like, it was really stealthy. He was doing it in a way that wasn't so overt. Like, he wasn't asking for an Amazon card. But basically, he's looking to like plow through the whole relationship process so that
he wants to love bomb and have somebody let him move in right away. Like he basically wants, I don't know why he divorced the other woman. He basically had what he, unless she divorced him, but basically he wants,
I'm guessing
I don't know how many women out there are like that would meet somebody online, immediately fly them to where you are and say, let's get married. Like he wants that. And you're like, good luck, man. You say you want a strong woman, but like most strong women are not going to, if they're strong, they're not going to fly you to them and marry you. Like, no.
Yeah, but strong and someone vulnerable or strong and someone needy, or they will. I mean, that's why catfishing works for
dangerous.
People.
Yeah, then, maybe that's what he's looking for.
Again,
someone. It's the dangerous combo of being strong and also really needy and lonely.
Right. And I mean, like I said, different strokes. I got someone who hit me up yesterday that's like, you're really beautiful and I'd like to get to know you. I just want to let you know that I'm submissive in relationships. No.
Oh my God.
And there are men like that.
Submissive like, you want me to spank you, or submissive like you're a candy ass little bitch?
That's kind of where I'm thinking. And I do not want candy ass little bitches.
No.
So that's my crux, is that I am looking for a strong man who can handle me being strong, but I'm very soft at times too. But I'm definitely 100,000 fucking %. I am not that woman that needs to be in charge all the time, that wants to tell a man what to do. And there are women that are like that. And there are men that like that too. So, all right, well, another great adventure of poop and dating. Should we just call it poop dating or poopy dating?
Poop and dating. Okay.
So until next time, I don't got nothing else. And I think we dragged this on long enough for today.
We did.
But I thought it was fascinating.
No, I love that. I love that story so much. I love that he's like a subtle catfisher. He's a stealthy catfisher. Very stealthy.
For
Like
sure. That's what
really
I
good at
use the
it.
word
Really
stealthy.
good at it.
Like
Yeah.
I was impressed. If I hadn't done the dating scene long enough and I had met all these different kinds of people,
You might have wasted more
I
time
could
with
have very
him.
easily have.
Yeah.
Exactly. But, and again, he hasn't reached out, but he's not reaching out because
You're
he
never going to hear
realizes that
from
I've
him
got
again.
nothing to offer him.
You told him that you basically
No,
gave him the
that's what he really-
trifecta. You gave him the trifecta. You told him that you made considerably less money than him on purpose because you smelled what was coming your way. And you told him that you wouldn't move in with anyone until you had dated them for at least a year. And I can't remember what the third one was for the trifecta, but yeah. Oh yeah. He heard
that I was
that
still dating other people.
And that you were dating other people. So yeah, I think the smoke came off of his heels as he was like heading in the other direction. Yeah, he was online again that night, probably in the car on the way home. He was setting up more dates.
Oh my God, I'm guessing Sunday. Well, he changes. Okay, so we met on Thursday. The profile was changed before our date on Saturday, so I'm pretty sure that there was not a stop.
No,
I don't care.
He was like, "Thank you,
That's the
thank
point
you
of
for the
dating.
update to catfish my next chick."
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Thanks for listening. We love you, and we will talk to you soon. And I don't know. I don't know.
Be careful
if our
out
next
there.
show
Be
will
careful
about
out
pooping
there.
and dating.
It might. You never know. We can't make any promises.
Well, I hope you guys find this as interesting as it's been for me.
Yeah.
And I know Keek loves this. All right, we love you guys.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.